Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the session. We will be discussing the creative arts with Full Sail University. Representing the university is Aresi, and she has a long history of recruitment, well experience in the recruitment industry, with the last 4 years being in talent management before moving to education. Into the education sector 7 years ago. Within the sector, she has held various roles in various companies before joining Full Sail University. Now, she is currently based in Mauritius, but she does travel a lot. So, here to represent Full Sail University is Aresi. Welcome, Aresi.
Hi, Tendai. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us here at Sable International Study Abroad. Can you tell us a little more about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So, like Tendai said, I'm based in Mauritius. I've been with Full Sail for about 3 years now. I am the African, European, and Eurasia rep at Full Sail, but I spend, I would say, probably about 70% of my time concentrating on the African market, and I can't wait to get back out there and come back and visit everywhere and meet everyone. So hopefully at some point this year.
That's awesome. We all can't wait to travel as well. Now that the skies are open, it'll be great to actually go up and about from Europe.
Yeah. And get to meet students as well, face to face, and talk to them. Yeah, looking forward to that. Hopefully at some point this year.
Hopefully as well. So let's get started. Yeah. What makes Full Sail the place for creative minds?
So Full Sail, we are an entertainment, art, media, and technology university. We actually started off as a recording studio, as a recording school teaching music 43 years ago. And over that time, we've grown to teach all things entertainment, art, media, and technology. We do things that's more kind of behind the camera rather than in front of the camera. So, for example, within our film programs, we offer things like film, we offer digital cinematography, and as a master's, we offer film production. But we don't offer programs like acting or theatre. Within music, as an example, we offer music production, recording arts, but we don't offer any singing or offer any instrumentals. So if someone wants to learn opera or how to play the piano. So it's very much behind the scene rather than in front of the camera. But yeah, so our program falls under 8 different categories. We call them our 8 different halos, and all of them they've got a very big element of entertainment, art, media, and tech too.
That's awesome. So is Full Sail only for the creative minds?
Over the last few years, we have added quite a few changes to our programs. So, as an example, within our technology programs, I'm going to read some of the undergrad programs that we offer within technology. We offer computer science, game development, information technology, mobile development, web development, simulation and visualization, which is very AI focused. And last year we introduced a new bachelor to our tech program, which I think is extremely important and has been hugely popular, and that's cybersecurity. So yeah, like I said earlier on, we have 8 different halos that we offer programs. So that's music and recording, games, art and design, film and television, technology, media and communications, business and sports. When I say business, I don't mean for someone to do international business or their MBA. I'm talking more of innovation and entrepreneurship, entertainment business, business intelligence, music business, internet marketing. And again, when we say we offer programs within sports, we don't actually mean any physical sports. So we offer sports marketing and sports broadcasting. So again, very much within the entertainment and tech field. But although we are an entertainment media university, we are growing quite big within our technology programs as well.
Do you need like technical background for some of these programs? Like to know some bits of technology?
So some of our tech programs, we require mathematics, but we don't require anything specific. So that's just some of our tech programs. But we know a lot of entertainment, a lot of other institutes who offer similar programs to ours. Majority of them are asking for portfolio. We don't require portfolio. So our film students, our music students, our gaming students, if they have a portfolio, we would love to look at their work, but it's not required. Because we've seen some of the portfolio requirements, and I think if a student can do that, then what's the point of studying in a way? We are a learning institute, and also the main reason we don't request a portfolio is it's a simple example. Let's say a student wants to learn gaming. So we offer a few game programs. So we offer game art, game design, and game development. So those programs are not taught at school. So how are they going to have a portfolio for us? So it's not as simple as saying, it's not as simple as they want to study French, Spanish, or German. We all know this, but our programs are not taught at school, so this is why we do not require a portfolio. And also, our scholarships that we offer are not dependent on the students' grading, because we also understand that normally creative people do not do that well academically. So this is why we do not penalize them for not having the right grades. So none of our scholarships are grade dependent. Okay, but yeah.
That's actually awesome. When you mentioned portfolio, because we have a lot of content creators on various platforms like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, does that count as a portfolio?
If they would like us to look at their work, yeah. If a student has work, we would love to look at their work for sure, but it's not required. I know students losing sleep trying to design a portfolio to get into university. But those are really the type of students that we get. So sometimes we get students. So for example, today I spoke to a student who done a media communications bachelor's, and then she's been interning she's doing an internship with a film studio, and now she wants to do film production. So but and then I spoke to someone else who had done media communications and then was doing an internship at a legal firm. But whilst at the legal firm, they were doing a social media internship. So doing all the Facebook content, doing all the YouTube content, and really got into it, and now wants to study film. So yeah, if a student has any content they would like us to see, we would love to look at their work.
So basically put, you're able to develop the skills of content creators then.
Yeah, but honestly, the majority of people who want to study with us, they already have a little bit of a portfolio that they would like us to see. So someone is not going to come up to us and say, yeah, I want to study recording arts, but they've never tried to play around with some beats on the computer or things like that. The passion must come from somewhere, you see. So normally they do, and yeah, we love to look at their work. So yeah.
That's actually awesome. Because you find that a lot of people are not sure what they want to do or where they want to be and what kind of career they want to have. So they just know that they want to be in the studio making music, or they want to be part of a band, or they want to be in film. As you mentioned earlier, not the people in front of the camera, but people behind the camera. But they're just not sure where they want to be. Is that something that you can help students with?
I'm really glad you touched on that, because so again, we are very aware that our subjects are not taught at school, but we have students who have interest in our subjects. So, for example, sometimes this happens to me all the time. So we don't give out an application form until we've had an in-depth conversation with the student. So until I personally have had an interview with them. We call it interview, but it's more kind of get to know them. So what happens is that a lot of the time is that I'll get a student who will say to me, you offer gaming programs, you offer game development. It's what I want to do, like my whole life. This is what I want to do. And I'll say to them, what's the difference between game art, game development, and game design? And they don't know the difference because it's not taught at school, but they have a passion for it. They know it's something that they want to do. So then I help them, I speak to them, find out what type of career they see for themselves, and then I help them choose the right program for them. I mean, just last week I was speaking to a student, and he said to me he wanted to do music production. And after speaking to him, and I was like, what you're talking about is recording arts. You're not talking about music production. So we have all that in place. We do not give our application form. We need to have an in-depth conversation with the student for them to really understand what they'll be studying, and most importantly, to get to know them, to help them choose the right program, what type of career path they see for themselves. Because again, it's not as simple as saying to them, you'll choose between Spanish, French and German. You know, our subjects are not taught at school, so I'm really glad you touched on that.
That's actually awesome, because a lot of people they're not too sure, like the examples that you gave, and they just need that guidance to help them through. So then after graduation, are there employment opportunities?
Yes. So they have access to our careers development. So we have a department. We have a careers department. Our students have access to our careers department up until they retire. Yeah. So for life.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the conversation.
No worries.
I think now we can have your presentation.
Yeah, guys, so again, thank you for joining us. I know it's not so early at your end, so I've prepared a presentation. It's not a long presentation. It will take me I'll try to go through it 10-15 minutes maximum, and I'm going to take my earphones out so then you guys will be able to. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me?
Yep, can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. All right, I'm going to start sharing my screen. Just because of the internet, if you don't mind, I'm going to turn my camera off so that we have don't have any problems.
That's fine.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Not yet. Okay, here we go.
All right. Okay, I'll start it right now. So this is a little video, just a quick rundown on For Sale. It's like 1 minute. Did I do something or?
Just try that again.
Okay. You can see my screen now, yeah?
Yeah, you can still see it.
Okay. So as you can see, For Sale is a proud sponsor of creativity, and we have been since we were established in 1979. I don't need to tell you how important creativity is in today's world, no matter the industry. For Sale, we are located in Winter Park, Florida, which is just minutes from downtown Orlando, and we focus in education within entertainment, media, arts, and technology. So Winter Park, Florida is about 30 to 40 minutes away from the main theme parks. So that's like Disneyland and Universal Studio. I'm now going to show you some of the work that our students have worked on once they have left us. So I'm sure many of you know where this still from. This still is from Spider-Man. So we've had students, some of our film students who have graduated from us and left us, worked on this project. Also, we've had alumni work on this project. And maybe you will know this song. Do you know what you're doing? Whose feelings did you hurt? So that's the Cardi B album, and all of her tracks are actually produced by a For Sale alumni, and as is this artist. Just keep breathing and breathing and breathing and breathing. So that's Ariana Grande. And within gaming, we've got students who work for the Red Dead Redemption 2 studio, as well as okay, so this is Call of Duty. So the Call of Duty studio, the gaming studio for Call of Duty, we actually have a South African alumni who works for that studio. Let's have a look at the entertainment media industry by the numbers. So by 2022, global is projected to be a is projected to be a 2.5 trillion industry, expanding from an estimated 2.12 trillion in 2018. Video games and esports are taking an ever bigger role, expanding from an estimated 116 billion industry in 2018 to almost 150 billion in 2022. I would also just like to quickly add that we have the biggest esports arena than any other campus in the US at Full Sail. And of course, virtual reality offers new opportunities in a growing field. Everything you see here is at our campus. So everything you see here. Our campus is actually designed by the same people who designed Universal Studios. Our curriculum, again, because we do understand that creative minds normally do not do that well academically. Our curriculum is around, depending on what you're studying, it's around 70 to 80% practical and 20 to 30% theory. So these are our animation labs. This is our mini cinema that we have on campus. This is our film studio. All of this is on campus. So we are on 210 acres of campus space. We have 4 live performance venues. We have over 110 studios and labs. And 60 plus classrooms. Remember, I told you guys early on, these are our different areas of study. So we call these our 8 halos. We offer undergrad programs, master's program, as well as some certificate programs as well. I wanted to quickly speak as to some of the things what makes us different, why Full Sail is different. Our degrees are accelerated, which mean that normally a bachelor's in the US is 4 years, but at Full Sail, a bachelor's takes 20 months if you're studying on campus. Also, we've been offering online options since 2007. If you want to study online, it takes 29 months, and all of our masters are 12 months. Okay, so your studying very much mirrors having a full-time job within your chosen industry, because let's say you want to be a music producer, it's not really a 9-to-5 job. Our campus is open 24/7, and again, if you want to get into filming, you can't work from 9 to 5. It's very much any time. This is why our campus is open 24/7. You can start anytime, which means we have monthly starts. So you have 12 starts a year, which means we have monthly graduation. Let's say you start in May on campus, you'll graduate 20 months after that. Remember, I told you guys earlier on, we offer real-world experience, which means that 70 to 80% of your curriculum is practical, and between 20 to 30% is theory. And when you study with us, you'll work on 7 different projects. What's really cool about this is that, let's say you are a film student and you're working on a film and you need sound or you need music. Where are you going to go for that? You're going to go to the music student. So you'll be working with students from who are studying different things to you. Again, let's say one of your projects as a film student, you want to push your film out. How are you going to learn to do that? You'll go to the business students who will help you and help you how to market your programs. So later on in life, you never know. You could get a call from a music student who say to you, hey, I'm working on a music video and we're looking for a director. Would you be interested? So once you leave Full Sail, you really leave with a global footprint. And these awards are not difficult for us. It's not out of the reach. We have helped many of our students realize their dreams and be part of meaningful projects. These are some of the companies that our grads have gone on to work for and some of the projects they've worked on as well. And just to give you an idea. And remember, I was saying earlier on that we've grown, our technology branch is really growing. And although we are known among the masses as an institute for film, game, and music, while this is true, we also have tech degrees. We do them slightly different. Creative engineers are some of the best minds, so we offer programs such as IT focused on cloud, simulation and visualization, game development, artificial intelligence, and these are some of our technology partners. I'm going to play this little video for you. This is one of our recent Oscar winners.
And the Oscar goes to Dunkirk. Greg Landberg, Gary A. Rizzo, and Martin Warnick.
This is the fourth Oscar and ninth nomination for Greg Landberg, the second win and fifth nomination for Gary A. Rizzo, and the first Oscar and fourth nomination for Mark Weingarten.
I'd like to thank ladies and gentlemen of the Academy of Arts and Sciences. Thank you so much for bestowing this great honor upon this sound crew for Dunkirk. To my support team, Catherine Landacre, I love you. To my cheerleading squad, Carrie Cashman, Jim, Grace, and Jake. To two gentlemen that bookend my career, Don Rogers, giving me flight, and to Kim Wah for giving me a safe landing. To Christopher Nolan, that entrusted us, encouraged us to try to make a difference in a soundtrack. Thank you so much.
So, Nancy and Oliver, I love you. Chris Nolan, thanks for making such a great movie that everybody saw it and got to hear our work. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Academy.
To my daughters, Luciana and Devin, I love you. Hang on to your dreams. They are so, so valuable. And to everybody at Full Sail University and my family way up there somewhere, I don't know. I love you. I love you so much. Thank you.
So that was Gary Rizzo, that was his second Oscar, and he was a recording arts student.
It's actually amazing to see students, former or alum, actually showing appreciation for Full Sail and the impact that it's made in the careers.
For me is that we have got we had a lot of alumni work on the Game of Thrones project, and we have got so many things that was used on Game of Thrones on display in our university, like Jon Snow's sword. Like when you go there, it's like, oh my god. But we majority of our students, they donate their Grammys and their Oscars to put on display at the university. So yeah.
Oh wow! So there's like a wall of fame basically at the university.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Okay. Can you take some questions?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah. So there's the first one being asked. How do the scholarships work if they aren't decided based on academic performance?
Okay, so our scholarships are stackable, which means that you can apply for more than one. And for international students, currently it's free scholarships you can apply for. So I'm just going to get info on my screen here for me. So for example, one of them is that you have to attend a virtual behind the scene tour. So it's basically virtually, you can attend with your parents or your friend, someone on campus going around with the camera live, showing you around. And so with that, you'll get like a certain amount off if you attend that. There's another one where you have to write an essay as to how my full cell education will help me achieve my dream career. And then we have one for our academic students. If they have a GPA of 3.0, then they automatically get a certain percentage off as well. So all in all, if you're doing a bachelor's, you can get up to around 23 to 25,000 US dollars off your total tuition fees. And if you're a master's student, you can get up to 13,000 US dollars off. And all of this information, our tuition, our scholarships available, it's all very, very transparent. If you go on our website and look at and go under the tuition section, you will see all of our tuition fees right there.
Awesome. Second question is, in terms of applying from South Africa, are SATs required?
No, we do not require SATs. For South Africa, we do not require IELTS or TOEFL. Majority of Africa, we do not require IELTS or TOEFL. So, for example, South Africa, Uganda, Rwanda, Kenya, quite a bit of West Africa as well. So you're looking at Nigeria, Ghana, we do not require IELTS or TOEFL. There's a lot of other countries that we do require it, but SATs is not required.
Okay, that's actually and at what age can people apply? So, as in high school students.
Okay, so we take students. Yeah, we take from high school students. This is one of the other reasons why we do not require a portfolio. Because normally when students come to us from college, they kind of have something. But then we do have high school students who, from a very early age, they want to learn how to produce music. It's what they want to do. They know it's what they want to do. But they would not be taught that at school for them to have any form of portfolio apart from their own private work. So we take from high school students.
Okay, and this is something that can happen throughout the year?
Yeah. So you do not have to wait for September or January to start with us. We have monthly intakes. I just want to say quickly, the reason why we have monthly intakes is because earlier on I mentioned when you study with us, you work on 7 projects. We have monthly intakes for a few reasons. Imagine if we have 500 film students start at the same time, graduate at the same time. Where are 500 film students going to find work? They're not going to. So we push graduate out every month, not to saturate the market. But also, I mentioned earlier on, when you study with us, you work on 7 different projects. Your group size needs to be small. If you're studying music, we cannot fit more than 6 people in the studio. So the 7 projects you work on cannot be more than 6. Because how are you going to fit more than 6 students in a music studio? But if you're a film student, your projects classes will be bigger because you need someone to do lighting, camera, props, makeup. So it will be a little bit bigger. Our logo is a plane, so the For Sale logo is a plane. but we don't offer anything aviation. The reason our logo is a plane is that you cannot teach someone to fly a plane by giving them a textbook. They need hands-on experience, and that is what our education is about. But also we have a very good reputation with employers. Employers know that Full Sail grads are job ready, they're not just textbook.
That's actually really awesome. How about the life of a student? Like, what's that like
The
when
life
they're
of
on
a
campus?
Yeah, so we have different groups that they can join, but because our programs is accelerated, they are busy. Like, it's literally like work for them in their specific industry, so they love it. This is why it's so important that we help them choose the right program for them. This is why we're not in a position to hand out application form before speaking to them.
And they are, you had mentioned you had a South African alum, right? Are they communities for African students, South African students?
Yeah, we do. But also when you graduate as well. So, as an example, I have, so I see a question. Residency, that's accommodation, right? So we don't have accommodation on campus, but we have a housing department who will help you, who helps all of our international students find accommodation. And it's close to campus, so you're not going to be like an hour away from campus, far from it.
And this is something that, because you find that people have different preferences on, let's say, communities and stuff like that. Is that something that the housing department helps with?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, 100%. First of all, most likely you'll be housed with an international student anyway. And if you're looking for a studio on your own, or if you're looking for a one-bedroom flat, you're looking for roommates, yeah, totally. Up to date, we've never had an issue. Everyone is really, yeah.
And this is something that's arranged before the students fly?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And then students applied, they got an offer, they get their visa, everything's good to go, and they get on the plane. Will there be someone waiting for them at when they land in
Yes.
the airport?
Yes. So the airport will be Orlando. Yeah. There'll be someone there to meet them, to help them, everything. So scholarships are not above 50%. We would say scholarship is probably between around 25 to 30%. We do not offer full scholarship, but we do offer a scholarship for our technology programs. It's a competition that you'd have to go through. So we do one called Women in Technology to encourage women to apply for our tech programs. And if they go through the competition and you get the scholarship, it means it's fully funded, and also you'll have an alumni as a mentor that will guide you throughout your program. And we also have an emerging tech. So this is available to both genders. And if you go through the competition and you get it, then your scholarship your tuition fees is paid for you. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, last year one of my students got the emerging tech scholarship. Yeah. That's really fun.
Amazing. That's amazing. And these scholarships are on offer every year, because you said people can enroll every month. So how would that work in terms of scholarship application?
This one, because it's a competition, the closing date for this one is the 26th of June. and then in 2 months we will open it again.
Okay. If there are any more questions, please put them in the chat. Otherwise, we can just have a conversation for a couple of more minutes.
Yeah,
that's fine. Yeah. You had mentioned earlier that some of the alum bring back, what can I say, like memorabilia from the work that they've done. Are students allowed to touch them?
No, they're kind of like, it's like a museum, but it's within the cafeteria place, so it's on display. Like, we've got over 100 alums working on the Marvel projects, so we have a lot of the Marvel things as well, like on display. You don't have to go somewhere separate, like a little museum, to see it. It's right there on display for everyone to see. So yeah, it's pretty cool. We've got a lot of game awards, of Oscars, of Grammy awards as well. So yeah, I love it.
That's amazing. There's another question. In terms of the interview for applications, how does one go about organizing this?
Okay, so if you're interested to do that, you would get in touch with Tendai, and then he will let me know, and your interview will actually be with me.
Just bring the email address in here.
So I will interview you, and then we will request your documents, and yeah, then we'll take it forward. Then we'll get you to book the visa appointment, and before you do, someone from the university will have a visa prep session with you, and I'm sure most likely Tendai as well, or one of the team at Sable. We'll go through the visa prep session, because our prep session, it's kind of very universal, but Sable's prep session is very specific to exactly what you would need. So that is more important to go through Sable's visa prep session than my prep session, because they are my experts and I rely on them a hell of a lot, because I don't know first of all, I'm not allowed to advise on immigration, but also I don't know the immigration laws for all countries. So this is why like Tendai and his colleagues at Sable, why they are the experts.
Indeed we are.
Yes, we are.
Indeed we are. Just another question to keep the conversation going. What's the lecture theatre size? You had mentioned studio is about 6 people, but like when it comes to the theory, how big are the lectures?
Around 110.
Around 110. Okay. And then that's when, within those classes, that's when you break into your groups and stuff.
But your project groups, depending on what you're studying, your project groups are small. Again, if you're if you're a music student, you're looking at 6 per group. If you're if you are a film student, you're looking around 24 per group.
And students do get support on campus, like a mentor, like a study advisor, that type of thing.
Yeah, we have an international department that will help students for anything that they have, any issues that they have. So yeah.
And they're easily accessible.
Yes, it's I think right at the entrance. So yeah, it's very accessible. And also, I'd just like to add, a lot of my African students, they want to tend to come back home once they've graduated, and they are doing some amazing things back home. Some things that's really creative within the industry that they are studying, that they have studied. Yeah, I mean, just as an example, I've got a film graduate. He done his film, he done his bachelor's and his master's, and then had about a couple of years experience in the US, then started to go back home, and he's from Nigeria. So he went back home, and this was the beginning of COVID. He actually went January 2020. And yeah, so when he went back home, he was like, I've just come back and now there's this, like, what's going to happen? And then I was like, do you know what? If you don't mind, I'm going to put you in touch with some of my other Nigerian alumni. So I did. I spoke to a few of the guys. I was like, listen, there's this one alum guy, he's just come back, can I put you in touch with him? And one of the person I asked was actually one of our music production alum. And he's now an artist also in Nigeria. And when I called him and said to him, he was like, I'm looking for a director. I need someone to direct my music video, like right now. Put me in touch with him. And I did. And now the alum who went back to Nigeria, for the other alum, he's directed, I think, about 5 music videos for him since 2020. Which is incredible. So you see, like, how the global footprint works. But I've got 3 sisters who, one of them studied creative writing, one of them studied film, and the youngest sister is actually on campus at the moment studying with us as well. But they started doing this. The sister that done creative writing, she wrote a play. The other sister directed it, and at the beginning they had nothing. They didn't have tripod. They were attaching cameras to a broomstick. Like, they were just working with what they had, and they put out this series on YouTube. It had, like, I think about 12 million hits, and YouTube contacted them during the pandemic, at the beginning of the pandemic, and told them if they can write, create, and film COVID health adverts for West Africa. And
that's amazing.
2 female alums, 2 sisters, who are living in the middle of nowhere with barely any internet connection, and they are doing health protocol videos for YouTube for West Africa. So yeah, that's amazing. And you had mentioned it earlier. Yeah, but I just want to say that my African alums, like, I'm so proud of them. They're just totally killing it in the industry.
It's amazing because it's just the global network, which you had mentioned earlier, and just having access to basically a career portal for your entire lives.
Exactly.
It actually allows you to connect with other alum, and you can just do amazing work together. I guess that's something that's toward as collaboration and
also
project work.
Sorry?
Yeah, go for it.
And also what's exciting as well is that Netflix is now investing heavily in Africa. And so this is huge for us. And also, whereas a few years ago there was Twitter.
No, go for it.
No, Twitter's coming to Africa as well. Whereas a couple of years ago there were no game studios, no animation studios. But in the last 2 years, we've got gaming studios, we've got animation studios, we've got Netflix investing in us, we've got Twitter putting down their helicopters. So, we're going to be creative.
the opportunity is there for people to graduate at Full Sail and then come back
If
to
they want.
Africa and create African content.
Yeah,
That's
I always
amazing.
encourage my students to come back home. Yeah, I'm like, listen,
Right.
do whatever you need to do. Take your OPT and get like your 18 months to 2 years work experience. Then come home and make an impact. You know, the market is so raw here.
Yeah, that is so true. Thank you so much for your time. It was a really amazing and inspiring presentation, and hopefully we can get more African content creators to Full Sail to go from using a camera phone to actual high class, high quality cameras and equipment.
Of course, definitely.
Thank you so
And
much.
if any of you
yep.
have any questions, feel free to contact Tendai on the email address that he's given you, and he'll happily put you in touch with me.
Thank you so much. We look forward to more amazing stories.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a good evening. Thank you so much, Tendai,
Good
for having
evening.
me.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, bye.